ego comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Hey everybody, give me 1 second here. I have been screaming to stop and live. All right. Girls decide to get the dogs howling upstairs. It's house rules. I can't hear over that howling. So, hey David, good to see you. You got 52 living the best life on Instagram. Well, they were on Instagram. So, yeah, sorry that threw me. When there's a lot, it gets me. I have reactions. I probably have to go make an amends. I went up there. I'm like, I've been screaming. You guys, why are we howling in the house? Yeah. What's it going to be? All right. So thanks for being here. Whether you're watching the live or the rewatch, please say hello. This is more of an update, what's going on, what we have going on. And we need some help, man. I need some help. If we can figure out where a good spot is for you, or, I am going to go ahead and let people know there's not much money in this, but you can make good enough money to live a decent life. So, it's just kind of up to you. So, but let's go ahead and get started. The daily reflections. I don't necessarily want to make any changes to the daily reflection itself. What I do want to do is start using some other sources. So if you guys could, maybe list off some of the sources you'd like me to use. Maybe there's another reflection book that encompasses a little bit more of what everybody goes through, things like that. That way we can switch things up, because I'm an alcoholic, and but I don't want to just encompass my life and just help people that are just alcoholic. I want to be able to help anybody that comes along. My main people are alcoholics, though. Those are my peeps, right? I was thinking about changing the name of the daily reflection because it's almost a complete ripoff. I was going to change, and this is actually just more funny than anything else, but I may do it. I was thinking about calling it DD Wow. And that stands for Dion's Daily Words of Wisdom. So we'll do a DD Wow. So I would kind of like to maybe change it so that it's more, so that the name in and of itself tells you what it is, right? What I'd also like to do is bring on one person a week who will do the daily reflection instead of me. I will be on with them, but we can partner up and do that. The reason I want to do that is there's a fear out there doing this. So if you come on with me, I can back you up. I do this all the time, so, and I certainly don't mind doing that. And then what that does is then you can experience doing it, getting through the fear, coming out on the other side going, man, I got a lot more out of that than I actually anticipated to. So, and then of course, last but not least, with the daily reflections, I am going to be asking for donations. It costs me about $110 to do everything. Not just with the daily reflections. There's Trudging Together, there's the podcast. We've got 2 websites that I have to keep up on, things like that. But then we have our little things that we have to pay for, like Zoom, so I could do this, Restream, so I can do this, things like that. I have to have extra stuff. So, and there's no minimum, If you can throw in a couple of bucks once a month, that'd be awesome. That'd be a big help. Podcasts. Our podcasts are getting ready to go again. We've had some interruptions because of health. But that's how we work here, is we take care. We're going to actually be talking about that here in a minute. If somebody's working for me and they're going through health issues, then what I tell them is what I want you to do is take Trudging Together and utilize it for what it is that you need and leave the rest alone. Okay? Because my people come first before the podcast. How it is. So we had some interruptions in it, and I was able to get on, and I got a couple. Yeah. So Jamie Tutiel, she goes by Jamie Tall. I'm just going to call her Jamie Tall. That is Adam Armstrong's wife for IFI Motivation. You guys know who he is, right? He's a crazy dude. Likes to talk about weird stuff. I like what he talks about because he makes it kind of funny, but he's still talking about the harder stuff. And IFI Motivation and Trudging Together are actually going to be working on some other things. So it's about building relationships, right? I'm going to be on Adam's show here next week. Joanne Vance. I'm very excited. I'm probably more excited to have her on than she is. She helps run Recovery Voices out of Washington. I'm in the Denver chapter. And she's always going to Washington. She's doing this. She's tied in with Ryan Hampton. And she can give us a fantastic lowdown of what it's like. And I told her, I'm like, you can either come on and tell your story. You can talk whatever about what you want, because she's that kind of person. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the Daily Reflections back to Daily Reflection podcast back to where we were doing one either one a week or one every 2 weeks. Until we start getting full again. It can be hard to find speakers for this. Sometimes people think they're ready and they're not, and that's okay too. So how can you share, or how can you support us on the podcast? The first thing is listen and share. Go to the podcast, Podbean or whatever, and share it. Hit the share button, go throw it in your, that would help a lot. Be on the podcast. Maybe you're not there yet. That's okay too. Then listen and share, right? That can be a part of it. We need social media help. Guys, I'm 50. I don't know. I could sit down and understand all this social media stuff. But gosh, if there's a 20-year-old out there that actually enjoys doing it and would want to, and you want to work on our back-end social media stuff, I would love to talk to you. Again, I ain't paid nothing. Not in the beginning. This is a passion project moving into business. Okay, and we will be officially open for business February 1st. Right. I'd like to with the podcast. What I'd like to do is start bringing on other types. So I want to start branching. I don't want to just have alcoholics and addicts. I want Al-Anons. I want ACA. Hey, we have a plethora of OAers that would probably be happy to come on. Right? I think there's stories. Why not? Gamblers Anonymous, Cocaine Anonymous, NA. Does it matter? No, I'm starting to think no. And let's kind of open that up so that we're all inclusive. Just like Gary's in OA, I'm in AA, and we still follow the same program. The big thing about our podcast is this. And this is actually how we're unique. We're a lot different. A lot of times you go on a podcast, they're like, all right, Dion, you're on a show, go for it. And you don't hear nothing from the host. I don't do that. I am up in their face. Not up in their face. But I want them to feel Essentially, this is what it comes down to. We sit down and we start talking, and they forget that they're doing a podcast because we just start talking. I utilize empathy and a ton of it. In other words, I'm looking at that person, I am pulling in every single feeling I can get from them so that I can guide and lead them to where they want. Because we all know that we don't want to spend all of our time on what it was like before. We want to get to what it's like now. But we do need to have that qualification too. We need to qualify ourselves as drug addicts and alcoholics, right? So, and that can be, that in and of itself can be a huge fear, just getting on. And that's where Jill and I have gotten very good at creating safe spaces. I don't know how many times I've heard I didn't want to do it, but because, Jill sat down and talked with me in the way that it went, I really liked how it came out, and now I'm glad I did it. Now, and I would talk more on that, but I don't want to tout myself. But I have a lot of interviewing skills, and I've been doing it for a while, whether it be radio. I used to interview local bands, put them on the radio up in Fort Collins. I've done a lot of speaking engagements, things like that. So there are some things that I understand when it comes to holding a crowd and keeping them entertained during it. You guys will notice a lot of times when I do my daily reflections, I will make something funny. Because what I am doing is I'm making you take a couple of deep breaths so you can keep listening to me. It's little tricks that we have. Let's move on to the Recovery Coach Academy. So the Recovery Coach Academy is a 5-day class, 30 hours. Okay? And what it does is it certifies you to be a recovery coach. Right? Once you get that certificate, you can either become an independent contractor. Maybe you want to go to work for MHCD or Pathfinders. Maybe we'd slip you into a detox, something like that. Oh, Dion, you know what? I love, I was in jail myself or a prison. And I want to work with people walking out of there. Absolutely. We can go find that for you. I have enough resources. I know enough people that no matter what you want to be as a recovery coach, I will help you find it because I know them all. You'd be amazed what you could do in recovery and have it be a part of recovery. Like teaching somebody how to write a resume, teaching somebody how to apply for Medicaid. Things we might find simple, okay? But remember, as a recovery coach, your job is to meet your client where they're at. So if you have thoughts of, well, what, they don't know how to do that? Well, then you're the dick, by the way. Right now, I am looking for the right people. Okay. What I would like to do, so I don't know how to go about all of this. So we are a referral to several different places right now. Okay. And what these places are going to be doing is referring back to us. So I'm not worried about whether we're going to have clients or not. Clients isn't the problem. Or what we're going to be calling them recoveries from here on in this talk. Okay. Because we're getting rid of the word client. So yeah, I'm kind of looking for the right people for some of it. Now, if you come to me and you say, hey, Dion, I want to be a recovery coach, what we're going to do is we're going to have a conversation because I'm going to need you to be at a place where you are able to give back. I would prefer that you're already doing service work, that you are sponsoring people, have a year of sobriety, and work the steps, man. I know there's contention on this, okay? But I went to the professionals. This was part of what I did. Over the last 6-7 months, I've been calling and talking to professionals. And the one gripe they have about recovery coaches is that they are too early in sobriety, that they are still naive as to how things work. Then what happens is then you'll get in a recovery coach will get into a fight with a recovery in a meeting. And you can't have that. You must lead by example, right? And if you don't have much serenity in your life, Recovery coaching is not for you yet. Okay? Right now, I'm running the class at $550, and you can't beat it. You can't. Okay. I usually do it for $850. My competition does it for some of my competition does it up for $1,200. Well, I don't have the overhead and all the other stuff. Okay. I also don't have a shit ton of bills. I don't feel the need to have a ton of materialistic stuff. So I don't need to raise the prices. Okay. But I took a hit. I took the hit on the 300 going 850 to 550 because I know for a fact that this will work. I know where it'll work. And how is that? How are we different? Okay. So a lot of times, and I'm not saying this is everybody, but a lot of times you'll go through training classes and things like that, and then you're just kind of left on your own, right? That was my experience in recovery coach classes. And when I got out of recovery coach training, I didn't realize that I could go 4, 5, 6, 7 different ways. I didn't understand that because nobody taught me. Okay. And the way I see it is the more information you have, the better decision you're going to make based on that, right? So, this is how we're different. Most companies are like this, right? You got the triangle, got the man at top, right? We flip it upside down, okay? That means the recoveries come first. Recoveries, then the recovery coaches, and then me, okay? And my job, let's say I bring on 4 or 5 recovery coaches. I am not going to bring on any recoveries, i.e., clients. Nikki, I'm sorry, I don't know you well enough to let you in. And this would be a hard one for you to join in on also because it has information to do with the company. And so we're going to bring those people in, talk about their passions. But here's the thing. Once you're done with this, there's continued education if you need it. Then we also advocate to help you look for work. Then we do this, do that. We get our stuff in there. See, this is the shit I don't get. People pop up on here. They're like, "Can I join your live video?" I say no, and then they leave. It's like, I don't even know you. People are weird. All right. I've been doing, like I said, I've been reaching out to a lot of professionals. That includes judges. And with the idea that I'm coming up next is what's going to be cool. So let's say you are a recovery and you are looking for a recovery coach, right? Well, kind of like therapy. It's like you call a person and you feel like you're kind of required, committed to that person. And recovery is scary enough to have to sit there and be bossed around. People be like, "Oh yeah, they're a great coach," and inside your gut saying, "No, they're not." And your intuition is probably correct. It is, if you're being honest with yourself. So I figure what we do is instead, so Dion needs to find a recovery coach. So what it'll do is it'll go to trudgingtogether.com and hit the find a recovery coach. I'm going to fill out a questionnaire, what my needs are. I'm looking for EMDR. I prefer telehealth. And what we're going to do is we're going to take whatever answers you have, and then we're going to match them to recovery coaches, and then we're going to come back with 2 or 3 different recovery coaches that you get to pick from. Right? I'm going to tell you what it does and why I did it. Because it takes away all of our power. Now we have none. But it gives us all the accountability. That's cool stuff, man. That's cool stuff. So there isn't really anybody ever to blame or did it. No, we work as a unit. I was just on the phone with my friend Chris, and we're trying to figure, because we're both trying to make some money. She needs some help over there, and I need some help over here. And I told her, I'm like, this is the way that it is. I don't care if we're doing it under Trudging Together or Firefly or Abundance. We're all a team. And that's all that matters. It's just that she's better at some things than I am. She has some contacts that I do not have. Then there are certain types of people that I can talk to that she has a harder time with, right? So we stay in our lane. She needs help at a house. So I'm going to go help. I'm going to take some of my own time. I'm going to go over there and help her. Because I know it'll come back around to me. Okay. What are some of the other things that we have going on? I just brought up sober livings. We're ramping up on that. Okay. We have everything set up. Okay. What we're working on now is structure. Once we get that structure down, because we have all the clinicians, we have everybody that we need. We do. Fucking Chris is I'm telling you. The homeless camp's going to be coming up. You'll be able to be a part of that. They're going to need recovery coaches out there. You whoop for that. And I've been talking with Dustin Zvonik, who is on the city council at large that is going to be running that. And he is very interested in talking to me. We just can't get going until January 3rd when he has been put into office. So that's cool stuff. I'm looking forward to the homeless camp. Okay? Because I let them know, hey, you're going to have a certain amount of people that do want help. And I'm not going to put them in that camp out of sight, out of mind. Some people want to be out of sight, out of mind. That's fine if that's what they want. But if somebody wants treatment, they are not going to that camp. No, we are getting them help, period. First thing we're going to do is put a roof over their head. Then we're going to get them sober. Okay? And I know you might think I have that backwards, but I don't. And I know, because I went through it. I was in the Phoenix concept, and I went through it. So, and of course, last but not least, swag. We need donations for swag. That would be nice to have a lot of people wearing Trudging Together t-shirts around. I'll just let you know the cost for us is $17.50 for the shirts. And I wouldn't mind getting 20, 30 of them. Of course, I wouldn't mind getting 100 of them. So here's my thing. I'm not necessarily asking for donations. What I'm saying is this. If you could help me with donation drives, I don't want you to give me a fish so I can eat today. I need you to teach me how to fish, if that makes sense. Chris is going to be helping me with that on also. I just don't do the best with donation drives, and I need some help with that. All right. So what does this come down to? What kind of help do I need? Mostly I need your time. If you can help me with things like, helping me with my SEOs on my website. You're such a jerk. Ugh. Donations do help. They do. And like I said, it doesn't matter if it's $1, a couple dollars, whatever. It all helps, man. It all starts to add up. So what I'm asking for at the very end here is your help, your thoughts, your ideas. I don't need your prayers. I got prayers. What I need is thoughtful information on a lot of this stuff. Or if you're somebody that wants to do, because I'm on Facebook and Instagram and I'm kind of on TikTok. And I can't keep up with those other ones. And I need somebody that is affluent in it and can just do it real quick or enjoys doing it. So I'll throw this last one out here. It's never going to happen. I need a grant writer. If you're a grant writer, I have some of the lowest hanging fruit right now, and you can actually make a lot of money. But people hate writing grants so much that they don't care about the money. So that's what I got. I need your guys' help. So please spread the word on what we need. Share the podcast, listen to them. If a daily reflection pops up on your screen, if you could just go ahead and share it, I'd appreciate it. And then, of course, getting the word out and donations. If I'd love to get the swag going, if anybody has an idea of what we could, some kind of donation drive we could do to get that. Because once the first thing goes, then it's set up to pay for itself. And we make a little bit of money. Okay. So, That was a lot. Thank you guys. 25 minutes hanging out with me talking about business crap. Not many people want to hear about it. So thank you guys for being here. And any suggestions, I don't care how silly you think it sounds. I want to hear. All right. All right, guys. I love you. Peace out and have a great day.